and there's a D, but they're not the same on the staff. That would be an octave lower or 2 octaves lower. Okay, so we're only interested in the treble clef. It's all about exactly what note we're playing. So it would be C, G, and D right here would be in the D box here. This would be the D box. 2, 3, 4, way up here. So you see, the treble clef doesn't even come in. It's a fairly high clef. It is, the root that's in it is the upper root. The upper root is the root that's in it. C is 3, 4, 5. G is 6, 7 root. Okay, so that's these notes right there. I just played them. Those are the actual notes and on the guitar. So I split it up into 6 painstakingly to see what's going on. But I still didn't like the long patterns in there. I wanted short patterns. I want something simpler. I want modals. But the modals I had to add, of course, the long patterns for modal. So I went back to the cage shorts. So the last chart I actually did was 519 here. This is today's chart. It doesn't get any better than this. As far as how I've indicated, there's no mistakes down here, lower bass clef. No more bloopers. 519. Clefs is defined by short cage string shapes. See, we could define the clefs plus or minus any which way. So the FACE up here on the treble clef, right here, treble clef, here's middle C down here, here's D, here's FACE. That's one way to define it. Or we could go maybe from E to E here. That could be the part of the treble clef, right? So we call that a modal scale. That would be your Phrygian there. Or we could define it in groups of short string shapes, and that's exactly what I've done here. Let me get me over here. We have a short cage string shapes. And see, it's starting to look like an integrated circuit or something, but it's not. These are not digital gates. This is not an electrical line. This is a music line. This is middle C. So we got, again, we're split up into treble and bass in general trebles up here and general basses down here, but these are the clefs: lower bass, bass clef, upper bass, lower treble, treble clef, upper treble clef. Notice we have short string shapes only, A, E, and C. We're in way up C in the upper treble, we're in upper C in the treble clef, we're in middle C in the lower treble clef, which is D, A, E. 3 short string shapes. So when we look at this A over here, we're talking 5, 6. Okay? Because the short string shape in the cage short pattern stack, this is P4. We talked about this numerous times, is 5, 6. It's not 5, 6, 7 as in the modals. Okay, so it's just 5, 6. So I've split them up into that particular way of doing it. All right, so we've got to move along. I might want to be late for my meeting. We have shapes. We have G, C, and D. On the lower bass clef, starting from the low E, I've added another note, so that puts us down at the lowest note that I can play on this keyboard, which I think is a 77 key. I'm not sure. But with transposing, this goes down. This goes way down. I can show you that. If I could get to my wheel. So transpose it down 12. Okay, it goes all the way down like that. Okay, so what I do with the piano is I just turn it on and off again if I wanted to go back to normal. But it has a grand piano key where you can you know, clear all that wonderful sound and go back to grand piano. So this is our key, the keyboard, the fretboards, and this diagram and the staff are all the same thing. The only thing is here we have short string shapes here. Okay, so looking at D, A, and E, we would look at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. That's it. That's our good old S. It's our good old 7L, 7 and L there. It's our good old S3D. Okay, S3D, but now we're going to call it D, A, and E on the lower treble clef. Let's go and see what's going on here. Of course, lower treble is going to be down here. We've got the offsets here. If you want to play the lower treble clef by looking at it as if it was the treble clef. So let's say we want to look at this note here. We know what it is. It's red, it's G. It's a low G, but looking at where it is, if it would pretend that this is the treble clef, it would be an A. -1 is a G. So that's what the offsets are about. But more importantly, we also have for lower treble clef, we have this diagram here. It's involved with middle C. We're going to take it down as low as this D here in this particular scheme. So we have D, short A, 5, 6, and C, and E, D, A, E, 7 root 2. It goes through middle C. We have the D, A, E shape. Here's on 2 fretboards. I have it on 2 fretboards. Here we have it. I didn't make a mistake here now. This is the most recent chart. The mistakes aren't happening. Those silly mistakes, right? Those oversights, those lame mistakes, you know. Oh, wow. Oh, what am I saying? Lower bass clef is going to be C, G, D. 3, 4, 5 is C. Okay, G, 6, 7 root. D is 2, 3, 4, as you can see over here. Bass clef, A, E, C. A is just 5, 6 now. A is just 5, 6. E is 7 root 2. C is 3, 4, 5. Now let's look at that bass clef. So we have it on the keyboard. This is going to be our bass clef right here. A, E, C. Let's see if we can find it on the fretboard first, instead of going back up to the staff. Now, it's in the bass clef, so we're going to look at the bass fretboard. I have 3 fretboards here. I have the control fretboard in the middle that we haven't made any shape designations on, so we can see, oh, what are those notes again? Oh no. That would be 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4 right there. So the lower, what we're looking at, D, A, E, the lower treble clef, D, A, E. So we're going to go up to treble clef right here, the treble fretboard. By the way, these diatonic shapes, I've added a little bit of modal here. Oh my gosh, these are modal shapes. D, A, E, right there, starting from below what I could even play. This is like cello, bass, fiddle zone, but this is P4 tune. This is guitar tuning. So it's more like bass player zone, like guitar bass. And it'd just be the bottom 4 strings, perhaps. We have DA coming in, and then we have the full DAE, and then we have DAE, and we have it marching down. So here's where you are. Here's your first DAE shape. Notice we do get the whole shape because we have the open here. So what would that be with Mr. Capo? We'd start with D would be 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then with the warp we get 7 root 2, D, A, E. And that is our lower treble clef right there. So right there, what we just played was this. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's D, D, E, F, and then A is 5, 6, G, A, and then E is 7 root 2, which with the tuning warp comes up to meet us, B, C, D, right there, and that's middle C right here. Pretty good, huh? Now, so we can bring the lesson to a close. So this is, remember, this was very important, the way that we defined. Here we define the clefs as defined by short cage string shapes. Look once again at the pattern stack. In the bass clef, short string shape. So we had to extend down from the one that had the modals, so that we could do just a C shape there instead of a long 4C shape. So depending on how we define it, we split up the clefs. Bass clef, treble clef, upper and lower, and of course we have over here, you know, how did we define it? D, A, E. So these are all short string shape defined. The other ones, the modals, if we want to define each clef as a modal clef in the previous. Now notice this diagram doesn't change. It's good to have something that doesn't change. If we want to define the treble clef as a modal clef, then we've got to add the lower note here. So we're not looking at F, A, C, E, F, A, C, and E anymore. We're adding the E here. So it's every good boy does fine, but we're not keeping this F here. If we want to do 9-note 3-string shapes, then we can go extreme, in between line on the bottom, in between line on the top. Then we get our 9 notes, we get our 3-string shapes. C being 3, 4, 5, G being 6, 7 root, and then D being 2, 3, 4. So that's the 9-note, gives us the extremes. You see, so that's it, depending on how you want to divide it up. Hey, that's about it for now. I just want to explain a little bit about how we have, once those shapes fill in, we have lower treble leads into upper treble, and then that forms a Dorian in the D shape. This is the A shape here. As you can see, this is a normal diatonic A shape. Hey, this is about all the time we have right now. It's been great giving you a lesson today. I have to close early today. Keep watching Andy Shree Guitar Chart videos on YouTube and on Facebook. We'll see you next time. You're going to be great.